Good morning. Hi, my name is Rebecca Stark. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It is Friday, aka Friday in our family. We always get a little excited. It's also the Friday before spring break. So my son was super excited when he headed off to school this morning because today was his last morning of waking up early before spring break. So I was thinking about this morning and this week and what I wanted to talk about. And I started the week thinking, I need to get a video done. There's a couple of friends I really want to support who've been struggling. And now I need a little extra encouragement. I need a little extra boost. So we're going to rock and roll and go. So it's been a week, and I don't know how it is for you and what's going on with your life, but boy, we've had some fun. So our verse of the day is going to be, so I'm Rebecca Stark, and these are my DNF, or Do Not Fear, Bible verse videos that I make, in which I try to find all the times the Bible says, do not fear. And I guess I should check and make sure. I'm pretty sure I have not done this verse yet. I'm looking over. So there's one Luke, but it's not the right one. And there's another Luke. I've been in Luke chapter 12, but this is Luke chapter 5. So I think we are good from what I can tell. So Luke chapter 5, verse 10 says, "Don't be afraid," Jesus told Simon. "From now on, you will be catching people." So if you know the story and you know your Gospels, this is when Jesus is calling his disciples. And Simon, who was renamed Peter, and Peter was one of the just very famous evangelical disciples. And he really did spend time going out to the rest of the world trying to talk about the story of Jesus for all of his life. So this is when Jesus called Simon, who is renamed Peter. And Jesus is encouraging Simon and saying, don't be afraid. And Simon was a fisherman, so this is kind of a famous, Jesus is saying, you were a fisherman, you would go catch fish, and now I'm going to send you out into the world and ask you to catch people for me. So just a little encouragement and support in what you might be choosing to do with your life. Certainly Simon didn't know that morning when he got up and went out to do his daily routine of fishing. He didn't know that he would meet Jesus and Jesus would call him. So you never know what's going to come your way. So this week was definitely a week of you never know what's going to come your way. We started the week, I had friends on my mind and was just trying to think of how I could support those friends. And then Tuesday we got the word that my brother had fallen, and he had been doing some work on a building he owned, was on a ladder, fell off the ladder. Thankfully, this doesn't necessarily sound like a thankful thing, but thankfully a table broke his fall. And so rather than incurring a head injury, he only had a broken ribs, which is not, I'm not saying, hey, that's necessarily a good thing. But if you had to choose, sorry, I'm like, what is this thing? That's just a little, there we go. That's just the top of my water bottle. So, so my brother fell and broke some ribs, and he was in the hospital, and he had to get admitted on Tuesday night. And that's just always, I think when you hit a certain age, a fall is just concerning. And people kind of go, ooh, what's happened? And there's a lot of kind of the temptation to assume the worst. So I certainly started to go there and get a little concerned for my brother and his well-being. And so far so good. He actually, I think he's in surgery right now. If he's not in surgery, he's preparing. So they're taking him in. They're going to do some surgery. So we're going to pray that all goes well there and that he heals quickly and completely. So this is just a little encouragement and support for you, and just an acknowledgement that I'm there with you. And every so often, some things happen in my life, and I do face fear, and I look at it and I say, okay, well, what are we going to do with this? And I wouldn't say I was graceful this week. I called at one point and kind of chewed on my husband's ear for a little bit because I was just frustrated and very, just not sure what to do. So I'm ever so grateful for these videos. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the support of all of my friends, and I'm grateful that I've got my family. I'm grateful for both of my brothers. There's certainly been a lot more conversation with family this week, just staying apprised of my brother's condition, but also just checking in and saying, hey, how's everybody else doing, and what can we do to support each other? So there. So Luke 5:10, just don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. It's one of those pure do not be afraid verses, no problem. Jesus told Simon, from now on you will be catching people. And in some way, I hope that God uses these videos to help catch people too, and bring people closer to him as an acknowledgement of, my lack of fear really rests on the fact that I have faith in Jesus Christ and I love the Lord. So I hope that that these videos help catch people for God as well. So that's all I've got for you this morning. I hope it's a wonderful Friday. I will try to pop in and get a few more videos. The good news with spring break is I don't have to drive as much because my son is not in school, so I'm not driving to school. So the aim is to get a few more videos made in the next week. We'll see what happens. I mean, life happens. But thank you so very much for taking the time out and tuning in. And I just pray you have a blessed day. Thank you. Bye-bye.